Wednesday, March 13, 2024. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon. NAFDAC shuts down bakeries, water factories in River State. Federal government postpones student loan launch indefinitely. Mietiala members storm Abuja court. On the foreign scene, UN aid convoy finds new route to reach North Gaza. I'm Ifichukumoyan with the news. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control NAFDAC in River State has shut down 10 substandard bakeries and 8 table water factories in Bonny Island in Bonny local government area. Speaking on this, the NAFDAC Director South Zone Chukwuma Olibo said the operation took 3 days in collaboration with the police from Finima and Bonny Divisional Headquarters. Mr. Olibo said the move became necessary following investigations and consumer complaints from the island. He also said producers of sachet waters were manually filling the jars with a locally improvised machine instead of an automated process.
The sites were very appalling, horrible, and they were far from keeping to good hygienic practice, which is a basic requirement for such micro facilities. And we had to seal up such places and give them an invitation letter to come to our office in Port Harcourt. There were some bakeries that were actually registered, but they were registered in Port Harcourt and they relocated to Bonny Island without notifying us. Some of them, their licenses were expired.
Now, some traders in Port Harcourt have been speaking about the low sales they record daily due to the high cost of living. They told our correspondent that perishable items now spoil due to lack of patronage. Chairman of Rumosi Slaughter Market, Busayo Adewale, spoke about the challenges of meat sellers.
When you put am for fridge, you go use big money. Sometimes light no go dey, meat go spoil. The meat already cost already. We still sell am remain, put am for fridge, no get choice. Kind of cost, e no dey easy. 1,000 meat, you no go see am for eye. Smallest scanner na now 850. Some 1 million 2, 1 million 3. E dey affect well. Everything dey cost now.
Moving on, the federal government has postponed the launch of the Nigerian Student Loan Scheme indefinitely. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Akitunde Sawyer, made this known during an interview with Arise News. As you may know, the launch of the loan scheme was scheduled for tomorrow, but Mr. Sawyer explained that the delay is due to some corrections being made regarding the launch. Recall that in June 2023, President Bola Tinubu signed a bill to start a student loan fund that will give interest-free loans to Nigerians for higher education. In another development, Chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University, Uniport Chapter, Bernard Eze, says the 7-day warning strike scheduled for Monday, March 18 can only be suspended if the government pays members the 4-month withheld salaries. Speaking on Nigerian 4FM's Morning Crossfire, Mr. Eze urged the government to act fast to avoid disruption of the student academic calendar.
If all things are equal, the strike can be abated. But if government did not act quickly, from the 18th of this month, which is about next week, the 1 week strike will commence. But for now, we're on strike. But this government came also in the magnanimity, so 4 months. Now, the 4 months are the longest out, and our counterpart to say the actual and the case. We're on state center, so they should tell us. I'm paying last week and now. We're in the back of strike now. It affects the students, it affects everybody. The government should look at the consequences of what the actions are.
Mr. Eze also called on students of tertiary institutions to lend their voice to the demand for their salaries.
The students are aware, they know what they're talking about. And then it is also their interest, the current government. Government should quickly act and put their mouth on government. It's not promisable and not to hear promises. It is bad in this country. Let the students who are there, they're hearing me and they're hearing us and they are aware of what is going to happen now. Let them also go and talk with government.
As you may know, the National Executive Council (NEC) of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University (SANU) approved a 7-day warning strike starting on March 18 over the federal government's inability to pay members the 4 months withheld salaries. In other news, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has cautioned parents against enrolling minors for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The registrar of JAMB, Ishak Oloyede, gave the warning while reacting to a suit filed by one Mrs. Ifeanyi Eke against the board over alleged inappropriate text messages sent to her 15-year-old daughter during her registration. Professor Oloyede said the board is ready to meet with the woman, insisting that the sender of the message is not a JAMB staff member. Still to come, Miyetti Allah members storm Abuja court. Stay with us. Village in the Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. The incident occurred early Tuesday while the villagers were asleep. The police authorities have not confirmed the attack, but the councillor representing the ward, Abubakar Buda, told newsmen that the bandits stormed the community in large numbers, moved from house to house, kidnapping residents, and shot sporadically. He said that the intervention of the military prevented the bandits from taking away more people. He also said some members of the community were injured while trying to escape. Now, troops of the Joint Task Force Operation Hadarin Daji have rescued 10 abducted victims in Tsafe town, Tsafe local government area of Zamfara State. Information Officer Operation Hadarin Daji in Zamfara, Lieutenant Suleiman Omale, in a statement said the rescue operation was successful after troops overpowered the bandits, forcing them to flee with gunshot wounds through a bush, abandoning all 10 abducted individuals. Some members of Miyetti Allah Kautau Hori today stormed the Federal High Court in Abuja to demand the unconditional release of their president, Bello Bodejo. Mr. Bodejo was arrested on January 23rd at the Miyetti Allah's office in Karu local government area of Nasarawa State over the unveiling of a vigilante group. Now, he has been in the custody of the Defense Intelligence Agency since then. Mr. Bodejo's lawyer has filed a motion for his unconditional release. The motion is to be heard today. And straight to business. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, says Nigeria's crude oil production month-on-month dropped from 1.4 million barrels per day in January to 1.3 million barrels per day in February. The figure represents a 7.94% drop in crude oil production. Nigeria was among several countries given a lower target after years of failing to meet the previous ones. In entertainment, singer Davido has released the music video for his hit single Away. Away is the third song off the Timeless album to get a music video after Unavailable featuring Musa Keys and Feel. Now to sports. Lazio manager Maurizio Sarri has resigned after a fifth defeat in 6 games in all competitions.
And now we're bringing news from around the world.
The UN says a new land route has been used to deliver food to northern Gaza for the first time in 3 weeks. The Israeli military said 6 lorries from the World Food Programme crossed via a gate in the Gaza border fence. Tuesday night's delivery was part of a pilot to prevent Hamas from taking over the aid. And that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. NAFDAC has shut down 10 bakeries and 8 water factories in Bonny, River State. The federal government has postponed the launch of the student loan scheme indefinitely. Miyetti Allah members today stormed an Abuja court demanding the release of their leader. In other foreign scene, the UN says a new land route has been used to deliver food to northern Gaza for the first time in 3 weeks. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ife Chukwumoyeli. Many thanks for listening.